Okay. I think we are on target here. I hope so. Yeah, it sounds okay. All right, let's see here. It has been a while since I've done a live stream. It's been about 2 weeks. I've been really busy. I was going to go on vacation. I'm on vacation right now. And that always leads to a lot of extra stuff at work. Plus, it was the end of the school year with my son. There was stuff going on there. There's always stuff going on. They have a word for it. Life. They have life. Life is always going on. Now, I am looking at Strangerville today. Woohoo! Strangerville is one of my favorite worlds. And this is the fantasy save file by Little Red Writing Sim on Twitter. This is her file, her bundle of builds from different builders and families from different creators, brought together to change every world within The Sims 4 into more of a fantasy sort of feel, fantasy like steampunk and fairies and science fiction and stuff like that. So that's what we've got going on here. We're going to start here with Ophelia Tamson. Let's try that. Beautiful witch Ophelia says, lovely Ophelia has been around for quite some time. Her knowledge of potions and spells is where she really succeeds, and her caring spirit pushes her to help others. She has a little booth for her remedies, potions, and food to sell, along with homemade trinkets. Now, J Camaro Girl. I think that's what it is. J Camaro Girl. That's who made the sim. That should be their ID on the gallery. So if you're playing The Sims 4, which you probably are if you're watching this, and you like this sim and you want to see more of their work, look on the gallery under J Camaro Girl and see what pops up there. I think that should be the case. I'm pretty sure. I'll try to glance over every so often and check out chat. I do try to respond to people if you have something to say on chat or any questions. I sometimes miss it. Let's jump right in, though, with J. Camaro Girl's beautiful witch Ophelia here and her sort of fortune-telling, sort of like a Gardo. What do you call those? Bardo. Like a Bardo, that sort of thing, A wagon is another good word. Fortune teller's wagon here. This looks really good. Now, first of all, I already said Strangerville is one of my favorite worlds. It is one of the most beautiful worlds. Got this gorgeous candy-colored landscape, right? Beautiful, rich, saturated look to everything in Strangerville. And it is a good location for fantasy-style builds. This one looks really, really cool. I love these sort of wagons, right? Like I said, Vardos. You can call them Vardos. You can call them a wagon. It looks like she has set up a bathroom here, so there may not be one inside the wagon. We'll see here in a second. Got a great place to do our laundry outside. Of course, garbage. This is probably going to be a pretty quick lot. I mean, it looks like a pretty small setup. Once we get inside here, we have a kitchen. Awesome. Nice setup. A perfectly serviceable kitchen. Everything we need is here. I don't think you can use this table to actually eat on. It's great look. It does have a very good look. But I think they might sit in that chair. Let's see if she'll sit in that chair. They might sit in that chair, kind of eat. No, she's going to mark off. It's a little bit close to the table. But if you turned it around, face it the other direction, she would sit in that chair and eat. We have a nice little bedroom here off of our kind of living area. Nice bedroom. She only has a twin bed. I've seen that so much so far in these builds. A lot of twin beds. A lot of people not looking for any company for the night or any other time. This is a single woman's house, strong single woman's house. But you know what? Let me say real quick here. This looks very cool. Now they've laid out, what are those? I'm not sure what those are. That is very cool. Now, obviously it's supposed to look like tarot cards, right? Kind of a fortune teller's pack, kind of tarot cards. That looks, what are they? I have to see what these are. They're flashcards. So they are cards. They're flashcards for kids. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. It looks very, very cool. This is probably what you paid her with, right? These coins. Got a little, juice here, right? A little bit of the adult juice. to put you in the mood to believe what she's about to tell you. But it looks cool. It's a very, very cool room. Let's go down here to kind of ground level. Oh, I love the owl. Oh, wow, that's cool too. Okay, so I didn't know. I guess I've seen that owl. I did not realize it came in kind of that purple. You know, I guess I've never looked through the colors close enough. That's very cool. Very cool. Look, nice room. I love this room. Very effective use, kind of these, boho looking furniture over here. She's got her dishes here in her cabinetry. In fact, those are going to be, I think, wall cabinets that she's lowered down maybe. Looks cool though. Very, very cool. Nice place to hang out. Like I said, a pretty quick build because it is just a wagon for a single person. Here we've got some cool landscaping set up. She made a good use of these sort of rocks. So it looks like she's pulled the wagon up onto a sort of solid surface, right? Keep it from sinking into the ground or something. Now, does she like gardening? She does like gardening. We're going to say she does like gardening. And then the water shut off, so she can't use it yet. But she does have a bathroom there. I don't know if those bathrooms are good for showering or if you can just kind of, go potty and wash your hands in there. That is one thing that does seem, I don't see a sink. I might put a sink in here. Because eventually she is going to eat and have like tons of dirty dishes. That's for sure. Okay, so we're going to use her to go to some of the other lots. A lot of the other lots in Strangerville are public lots, so they're not residential. So we're going to have her travel along with us. Let's see here. What's down here? We've got this lot. And we've got a lot way down here. I think someone does live here. This is a residential lot. This one is a lounge. So let's visit the lounge with Ophelia here. See what the lounge looks like here in Strangerville up on the bluffs, up on the upper level. Strangerville has two neighborhoods, one kind of down, sort of on those flats, and then one up on the bluffs. And then it's got a third area, which is the secret lab. We'll go to that too eventually. But it's got the secret lab. Strangerville, if you've never played Strangerville, some people did not like it, but it is a very, very fun pack. I really enjoyed it. Yes, it does have a sort of beginning and end sort of storyline, right? But you don't have to play it that way. And if you just want a great small town environment, Strangerville is a really cool small town environment. It looks a lot like West Texas to me, which is kind of close to where I live, kind of close to Oklahoma. It reminds me a lot of West Texas and feels a lot like at least close to home. So here we are at the lounge. A very cool look, a barn that is in keeping with the area, the Strangerville area. We'll pull around over here. Got a DJ booth and a dance floor set up here. This is like a good place for a wedding. I guess it's basically set up for a wedding. We've got the bartender over here, of course. Public restrooms here. Again, done with sort of the public room setup. Restroom setup like the park public restrooms as opposed to a sort of built bathroom. Got a long table set up around here on this side. This looks like, I don't think it's usable, although it's set up from the dining pack. I'm afraid the tree will be in the way, but it's definitely set up as though it's for catering, right? And a nice pickup truck over there, just to add some authenticity to this place's use as a barn. And this reminds me of a lot of event spaces here in Oklahoma. It's very common, pretty common to have kind of a barn, right? A barn, a fancy barn, a glamorous barn, where you'll go and have events like weddings. Weddings very common. So let's take a look here. Definitely set up for a wedding. It is called the lounge, but it's definitely set up for a wedding. We've got the arch. We've got places for our guests to sit. Back over here, again, another object from Dine Out. So my thought is going to be if you wanted to use this as a restaurant, you could use it as a restaurant pretty easily. In fact, there's the host stand right there. Now, this is labeled a lounge. So, a host isn't going to come out and we can't test it as a restaurant. But I would say it's definitely set up to be used as a restaurant as well as an event center. If you want to use it as just an event center, got a place over here to make some tea and coffee, and a place for the bride and groom to sit for their meal, right? It's a pretty look. I like these pretend barn doors that they've built here. That looks very, very cool. Sometimes the builds don't entirely, to me, feel like a fantasy build, right? This is one that feels like a pretty much a real world build to me, because it does look like things in my area. But it's a very good build, and it's a very nice build. They've done a great job with it. It has a fantastic look for a barn, right? For a barn, event space, and event center, it's hitting the nail right on the head. You can use this for weddings. You can use it as a lounge. You can use it as a restaurant. It's got everything in place for that. So I think that it's a really, really, great build. And if it's not exactly sort of a fantasy style build, I still like it. I do think it's got a really, really cool look. Now, we know that the other place down here is a house as well. So let's go ahead and we'll go down there and we'll visit that house. Well, no, let's wait. Actually, let me think for a second, because I want to read the info on that. So I need to go through the world screen. Let's do that one last in that case. And let's go back up here. And this is travel here with, I didn't say what it is. We're just going to go ahead and travel there and find out once we get there, I guess. I can't remember. It might just be an empty house or a rental. I think there was a rental maybe. I don't know. Maybe down on the flats there was a rental. Maybe this isn't a rental. It says theme park. Okay, so it is the steampunk theme park. Well, let's go in here and find out what exactly. Now I love steampunk, so it's already won me. it's already big on my list. I'm already giving it an A. Let's take a look here real quick and see. This is a national park. So this is set up as a national park lot. That's okay. That's super cool. That works. We'll go back here into live or live mode, whichever suits your fancy as far as pronouncing that. And we'll take a look at that. This is going to be a good sized lot. There is a lot of stuff going on here. We've got a suitable sort of Victorian vibe. There's been a lot of steampunk builds with these fantasy save. They're some of my favorites. I love steampunk. It'll be interesting to see how they kind of pull off the theme park feel here. The roof lines look very good. Right off the bat, I am definitely digging it. Let's see here. You can go down here to ground level so we can kind of take a look around. Oh, I like the carousel. That does look cool. We don't have a real carousel in game, of course, but that definitely carries off a very fanciful feel to it, a very fanciful kind of theme to it. We'll turn on the fans there. So I love it. They've done a really great job here. I could definitely see this is a great backdrop. It's a great storytelling device, and it has a real fantasy theme. It has a real Victorian steampunk fantasy theme. Love the way they've used the urns here to kind of help dress up the pillars, the columns. It's very cool. Where shall we start? Let's start at the top and we'll work our way down. The very first room we have is going to be this one here. And I don't know, I don't think this is accessible. It doesn't appear to be. It's just for effect. You could run a ladder up there and put something up there if you wanted to. This one has stairs, and this one you can enter through the door, right? So, well, wait a minute, wait. That has stairs. The roof has stairs. This room has a door, and this other room over here has a door. Just kind of storage space, but you can access our telescope, our definitely steampunk-looking telescope. I use it for steampunk builds all the time. Over here, we've got, sort of balloons. Like, oh, yeah, I get it. Maybe it is kind of a balloon. Yes. It's going to be kind of a boat-shaped balloon, right? It's got some fans here to push it along. I like the way they've done these balloons. I mean, I did recognize that right off the bat that these are going to be balloons, right? This is going to be an airship. The fans also give a great effect here. Down inside, it's like you've got some place. We'll just drop down. Well, I can't drop down. I wanted to try to drop down to prevent some of that rubber banding we're getting there. But we've got a great kitchen here. We can get some ice cream up here. place to kind of wash things up afterwards. This is a very cool, now this is a very cool sort of gondola airship, right? Got some places to sit down here. I love airships. They're very close to my heart. I built one myself once, which I use all the time for my primary family in The Sims, called the RM Cascadian. That's the name of the airship. And so, yeah, this is very good. Very, very cool. Very realistic. Got some machinery back here. Maybe this is sort of a workhouse shed for the airship itself. Let's drop down another level, see what we've got here. There's a lot of rooms on this level. We're going to start over here. Got a really pretty cool looking office. Nice fish tank. We'll kind of come in here a little bit. Pretty nice look with the Victorian feel here. We got a good bathroom here. This could be used as a residential lot if you were so inclined. So far, it seems to have all the stuff you're going to need. I haven't seen a full kitchen yet, but let's face it, how hard would it be to put in a stove and refrigerator? Not very hard. And there might be a full kitchen around here somewhere. Very cool. Nice little dollhouse tucked in here for the kids. Another big thing on my list is there's something for the kids. There's something for the kids. They've got like a jungle gym back here too. Some places to play some games. We've got another bathroom over on this side. It's a nice little sort of entry hall there with a fireplace. Let me go down here and see if I can kind of take a look at that. Pretty cool how they've used these vent hoods, you know, as kind of maybe like landing gear for the airship, or maybe a way to access the airship. Maybe that's supposed to give the impression of sort of an entry tunnel, you know. It does have a ladder. I mean, not a ladder, a stairwell up, but I could see that kind of as sort of a, you know, a place to go. Or maybe they're vents for the airship. I don't know. Got a great chess table set up here. And then a bedroom down on this end and another bath. So again, so far we're kind of getting pretty close to this being a great house, you know, a great sort of residential lot. This is a spa. We've got like a steam room here. Now, I do like this steam room. This is really great for a steampunk spa. I love the way they've added these things in here, and definitely the steam fits, right? I mean, if you're going to use a sauna, you would use it in a steampunk environment. I like that a lot. That's a very cool idea. And they didn't take a whole lot to dress this up. You can, you know, you get the feel of it just from these few key items. So very, very cool. We do have a place to get a massage here as well. That's a nice addition for a theme park resort, right? Sort of Disney-esque resort. And then just some general sort of tables and clutter around over here. So let's drop down here to our first floor. Okay, we have, start on this end. This is very cool as well. This is quite obviously, I think I see this with the roof too. I love, it's like a car, right? Kind of like maybe a steampunk sort of vehicle of some sort. Get the exact, you know, I don't know what you would call it, like a carriage, like a coach, more of a coach, right? Like a coach. It also has kind of a look to me of like sort of a float, like a parade float. It could be a train type car. When I first saw it too, I kind of thought boat, you know, steampunk boat. That's definitely kind of something kind of, you know, fell into my head there. It's got a good look with it. Over here we have a, I guess, let me see here. What is this? This is, well, it's set up like a stall, like someplace where you can buy stuff. It is mostly for looks to be, you know, like looks like it's gonna be mostly for looks. It's a very effective look. I mean, they've done a great job with it. I actually did kind of halfway expect there to be like a bakery or something in here. You almost could put the cupcake factory in here if you shrunk it down a little bit, and it does work when it's been shrunk down. You could kind of put the cupcake factory in there, maybe in place of this. And then, you know, make cupcakes, put them here on the ledge or something. So people can come up and grab some cupcakes. Got another little kind of shop over here again as well. So sort of a theme park setup with your little kiosk type of shops. Place to do some woodworking, so there are plenty of activities around here for your Sims to do if you want to come and hang out. a music room, and it's well outfitted. Guitars, violins, piano. This is just going to be kind of an entry hall for the music room. And then we're going to have sort of a movie theater, right? We've got a place to hang out, maybe watch some movies. Very cool. A lot of theme parks have sort of theaters like that, usually geared towards their, intellectual properties, sort of a 4D, 3D type of movie theater feel. I've already looked at the carousel. We'll take a look again here in a minute. And here we go. Actually, this is the cupcake machine, of course. If you play The Sims for any amount of time, you probably already know that. So you could come over here and make some cupcakes. We do have a refrigerator here. We have a place to eat. So really, I think the only thing I've not seen is going to be a stove. Got a bar, though. Nice bar set up over here. Nice kind of little pubby tavern sort of feel. This is cool. This looks very cute. This is particularly cute. This is a great idea. I love this, where it looks like the water is kind of churning around, the paddle wheels. That is very cute. I love that. Great idea. That's great. That's a great idea. And then over on this side, we have a hot tub. Nice. They've used a lot of spa day stuff here, which is cool. That is a great thing to put in theme parks since we don't always have a lot to use. You can throw in some spa day stuff so the adults have some stuff to do. Put in a few pieces of playground equipment like they've done here and some toys and doll houses so the kids have something to do. And it is a great place to kind of spend the day. We've got a full bathroom here, including a tub. Turn on some of these fountains. In fact, let's go back over there and take a look. That's cool. Leaky pipes. Love that. That's also very cool. The water wheel. Nice effective use there. Where is it's going to be over here? Yeah, see? That looks awesome. They've done a great job. There's some more leaky pipes. I do love that. That's a very, very good look. So all in all, a really nice setup, a great steampunk execution. I do love the steampunk feel of the place. Like I said, right off the bat, you're going to recognize things like an airship and stuff like that. So they've done a really great job of getting the point across and the build across with this particular theme park. And it looks like a lot of fun. In fact, I want to look real quick. I do want to take a look at this with the lights off. Take a look here at nighttime. It's got a pretty look with all the different lights, kind of, the little light ropes. Lights hanging from the railing here. This is lit up very nicely. Let's kind of go in here. Let's do it this way. I'm going to take a look at this just kind of like a sim would see it, I love the mirrors and the curtains around it. You got these sort of, this great look of horses to ride and the sort of like sleighs you can get in on some of those carousels, and ride around. Very, very cool. I love this. It's very, very nostalgic look to it, I think. And just so well done. The carousel here is definitely a big high point of this build, I would say. Again, let's look here at night. Get a last look at it before we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Pretty good there. So that is a big, big, big plus. They've done a great job with this lot. Let's check out the lot next door, which is right across the street here. That looks kind of like a saloon, and I think there was a saloon up here, so let's see if that's where we're headed. Visit. Off we go. Right across the street. Being here makes me want to go back and play Strangerville again. I really did love that town. I redid all the builds for it, of course, but I really did just really enjoy that town. Now, this, I think, is a saloon, right? That's the idea that we got going here. Let's take a look and see the exterior first. Very cool look. Does look like a country town type of saloon, right? A little bit like the Old West. We've got a bunch of air conditioners here. Let's see if it leads to little rooms, right? Like little rooms of respite. Got a really big air conditioner up here, though. Some ductwork. That's nice. You know, that is a nice inclusion. It's definitely a point of realism. Looks very, very cool. Here in the back, we're going to have an outdoor bar. Yeah, 10-bar hire mixologist. And we're going to have a DJ booth, of course. Place to kind of hang out and play some sabacc. Or set the table. Let's set the table with what? Casual setting, fancy setting, party setting. So I guess we're not going to play sabacc there. That is the table from Journey to Batu, though. Let's set it with a fancy setting, triangles. There we go. Now, dropping in from the top here. Oh, well, wait a minute. Can we go in? Am I missing something? Go here. There we go. I'm not sure we can get in here. Maybe it's not open. Seems odd. Let's take a look what this lot is. Maybe I'm misjudging it. I thought that it was. It says Saloon Bar and Inn. It does say Saloon Bar and Inn. It's a rental. Okay. So since it's a rental, we'll have to look at this through build mode. Because I didn't ever rent it before we came over here. Let's drop down here and see what we've got. We've got a setup here for storage, kind of a roof storage deck. Now, to the room itself. I did think these would be pretty much bedrooms, just judging by all the air conditioners on the outside, but they're done well. These look like really good hotel rooms. Nice hotel room setup. Got, you know, I mean, it's very standardized like you'd find in a hotel, which I actually kind of like. There's a full bath, a full bedroom. Everything is set up exactly as you do need. So for a rental, it's really good. This would be great for a large family. Got another room over here. The nice TV set up in it. And another bathroom on this side. It looks like all of the bedrooms have their own bath. And in fact, they do. So this is a pretty good example of kids' rooms. You know, you've got 2 twin beds. You got a TV. You got a bathroom here. Dirtiest pattern. That's nice. Heavy traffic carpet. So it's not exactly the cleanest place. That's okay. We're in the desert. You know, in the desert, you're just going to drag more dirt, more grime, more, you know, grass in with you anyway. What's the point of cleaning? What is the point of cleaning? That's what I would say if I own this Airbnb too. Why am I going to clean it? Why? It's just going to get messy all over again. And you know what? I'm going to save you the cleaning fee. I'm not going to charge you a cleaning fee because it's filthy. So when you get there, it's filthy. When you leave it filthy. No cleaning fee for you. That's why it's such a great deal here in Strangerville. We've got a cool upstairs, though. They've done a great job organizing this as an inn. I do like it. We'll drop down here to the saloon part. Great place to hang out. You know, we've got lots of tables. We have a bar over here where you could kind of make some drinks for your friends and family. That's such a cool, I love that jukebox. Very, very cool jukebox. Back here, we just have stairs that lead upstairs and stairs that do lead down to a basement. So we'll check it out here in a second. Got a great couple little guest baths or public bathrooms. You wouldn't have to use this as a rental. You could use it as a bar, especially an Old West type of bar with some ladies, some comfort ladies up here maybe in these rooms with double beds, right? Or some comfort gentlemen. This is 21st century. So, yeah, if you're going to have some comfort people upstairs to keep a lonely other person company for the night, keep them company for the night, this would be great for that. Downstairs, we've got some storage areas, right? It looks good, though. I mean, they've done a great job. This does look very authentic. You know, the wine cellar looks great. Love that, right? That looks super, super cool. This looks super, super cool. They've done a great job here with this. I love this back here, though, too. They've really fleshed this out well. Back here, we do have a kitchen. Not exactly a full kitchen. It is a dining kitchen, like a dine-out kitchen. So the sort of professional, chef's kitchen type of kitchen. But you can use that. I mean, you can use that to make food on. You don't have to have a refrigerator that way. There's a sink and a dishwasher here to round it out. And then we've got an office. So if you use it as a saloon or you use it as a restaurant, you've got kind of an office set up here. Again, do you need that? Not really, but it is great for realism. I particularly like it. I usually will put stuff like this in builds I do as well because it just feels more realistic. I don't always do that. I don't, but sometimes I do. A lot of times I do. It's not needed, but it is more realistic. And I applaud the fact that they went through the trouble in this case. They went through the trouble to create a wine cellar, create a place to store the beer, and down here by the kitchen along with the storeroom. So yeah, they did a great job with this. And it does seem to be well outfitted for both a restaurant, a bar, or a rental, all three. I would love this actually as a restaurant. This would be a very cool restaurant. It's got a great Western vibe and a great Western theme. I don't know if I've seen a host station in here yet. I see everything else from Dine Out, though. So you could put a hostess station, where you could request a table pretty easily in here, somewhere like maybe right here or something. And you're good to go. So yeah, nice build. Now, again, this is one that not exactly entirely a fantasy type build necessarily. It is Old West. I do feel like that's kind of maybe part of it. It has a little bit of an Old West theme, but you could use this anywhere. You could put this in the town of Strangerville, and it's going to fit just fine and use it as a restaurant or a hotel, whatever you want to use it for. It's really, really good. So that is batting 1,000. I do like that a lot. I think they've done a fantastic job. We're going to go over and visit the last person living up here on the bluffs, up on the cliffs. We're going to check her out. And we might use her to go down to the secret laboratory. Let's go check this out here. Let's see. Go to Manage Worlds. Here we go. Do. I'm going to go in this way because I do want to be able... Oh, no, here she is. Over here. Cute zombie caster, right? Penelope Pencaster woke up in Strangerville one morning. She was somehow patched up, but monstrous, a type of undead zombie with no recollection of what must have transpired in the ghost town of Strangerville, where she attempts to live off the land at first, but oddly enough, the military has moved in and the town starts to come alive again, alive with many things. This is made for Strangerville gameplay, it says, and storyline. Says, imagining a Strangerville that didn't survive the alien plant infestation. Hashtag no spoilers. But you probably know that already if you know anything about Strangerville. So we're going to jump in here. We're going to hang out with Penelope for a little bit at her house. Let's see what it's like over here. Do. Tomorrow, 2 new kits come out, Grunge and Book Nook, right? So library stuff and grunge clothing, a sort of early 90s clothing, I guess, or grunge revival, I think it's called. That sort of early 90s feel to clothing, or at least one particular type of clothing, the grunge movement, sort of grunge rock movement a la Kurt Cobain. And Nirvana and people like that, right? I never really listened to Nirvana all that much. I did like Green Day a lot. I really like Green Day, but I didn't listen to Nirvana all that much. So this is where Penelope lives, and right off the bat, it is super, super cute. She's got, of course, a cow barn over here, right? And she's got the chicken coop over here. She's got some stuff here from Country Living, which is great. I love that. Country Living is a or cottage living. What do they call it? I don't know. Whatever it was called. Cottage Living, Country Living pack. I loved it. Loved having a farm. Kind of being able to kind of build a farm, at least as far as animals went. A sort of small family little farm, like a little sort of family style farm. Not a big agribusiness type farm, but a regular family type farm. This has, this has a very, very cool look to it. I love the plants here growing on the overhang. Very nice. The old car abandoned in the yard is also super cool with the plants growing through it. That's very cool. She's obviously been to Oklahoma, to rural Oklahoma at some point, and has seen the typical front yard ornament of rural Oklahoma, a dead car in the yard with the bathtub next to it, all of it overgrown and full of plants. You know, the one thing that's missing here, though, this is what makes me think she's not been to Oklahoma, the toilet, because the old toilet's not in the yard with the plant growing out of it. So maybe she hasn't been here. Maybe she's been just to Texas or Arkansas or someplace. I don't know. So here we go. Let's take a look inside her house here. It is a small home. It's kind of a tiny home. It's cute, though. I'm going to drop down here a little bit. I do like this. This is pretty, you know, it's pretty spare. And it's got a real quiet kind of charm about it. It does feel like a little small country sort of cottage with these whitewashed walls, just a few pieces of furniture. It's got a little bookshelf here, some books on it. I really like this. I'm not a super big clutter guy. Sometimes I put clutter in builds because I know people sometimes like that. But myself, I like things fairly clean in builds a lot. So I'm gelling with this. This is pretty cool to me. The nice little kitchen setup here. The only thing missing is a sink. Now, a sink is missing. Probably need to put a sink in there, but otherwise, it's not bad at all. I love this. We come over here. We're going to go into a good bathroom. Everything you need, everything lined up. She didn't forget the toilet paper, did she? No, she didn't. And she didn't forget a double bed. This might be starter price. Is that maybe part of why it's kind of spare, a little quiet, little spare? I don't know. There's an awful lot of stuff out here in the yard for a starter price type of place. Maybe that's just their aesthetic as far as the interior goes. It's very cool, though. I do like it. It has there's just something about it. Something about the vibe of it. It's so simple. It's so quiet. It's got this quiet simplicity. It feels like a rural cottage to me. She's got a double bed. She's hoping to meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. Someday she will not be alone. Someday she'll have someone to share the other side of that bed with her. She's even got two places to sit out here on the deck. Gotta love her. She's hopeful. And I don't know. So far, I haven't seen a lot of people living in Strangerville. Like I said, there's just her and the witch. But, I guess they could hook up. The witch is a nice witch and a beautiful witch. In fact, and she's lovely. She's pretty, too. I know she thinks she's monstrous, but she's really not monstrous. I think she looks really quite lovely. She's got kind of, a few scars there or something, but she's got a really sweet face. Don't you think? I think she does. She's got a really sweet face. She might be a zombie, but that's okay. The great thing about a zombie, they're never going to die on you, right? Don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to, she's another one I need to find love for. I've got so many people lined up now in this game with this save files, to find love for. Someday, somehow, some way. We're going to try going over and checking out the secret lab. Now, the bad thing is I can't remember if we can actually get into the secret lab without following a certain progression of steps to get there. But we're going to see. We're going to go with her to the secret lab. Penelope here. Living all alone out here in Strangerville. It actually is kind of like a ghost town because, like I said, see, everything's like a public lot. There's no place for people to live. There's a rental. Okay, we're going to try going here. See what we can see. See how far we can get. We may have to look at it through build mode, but that's okay. We can look at it through build mode and kind of take a look at what's going on. Okay, so here we are at the secret lab. I don't even know that this place has been done. Actually, I did come out here, right, just now. I don't think this place has been done. I think this is the exact same. So this one is, this is the same setup. This is the same setup. This has not been redone. which is fine. I mean, what can I say? Maybe they didn't want to risk breaking it, you know? I could definitely see that that would be the case. You want to be careful and not break it. And I don't know, it feels more empty than I remember it being. But maybe not. Maybe not. Definitely this first level looks like how I remember it being. So I'm going to guess that they kind of wisely left this alone, right? Left this particular area alone. Like I said, probably pretty wisely. You don't want to screw up the gameplay mechanic necessarily. One thing I might do, though, if I were to keep a sort of theme, a fantasy theme for Strangerville, I might come in and redo this as kind of a alchemy sort of steampunk sort of lab, right? And still keep everything, all the necessary stuff in place that you have to have, but change the aesthetics of it. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to move her over here to the rental ship. And that is where we're going to stop. We're going to call it good. We're going to say, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. We're going to tour this particular second half of Strangerville. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. We'll see. Tomorrow I am going to go through the new kits. The, what was I saying? Grunge and Book Nook, right? We're going to go through the new kits tomorrow live. My very first reaction, I really haven't looked into it too much. I'm going to be honest, I wasn't super thrilled with it. It's okay. Maybe I'll love it. I've said that before. I'm like, it looks okay. And then I've really liked it. So we'll see. We'll see. Or maybe you'll see. If you hit like, subscribe, and notify, maybe you'll catch that tomorrow. Live stream early when it first launches. The two new kits, both of them in the same stream. We'll take a look at them, see what Maxis has delivered for us with these kits. And then we will see this later, the rest of Strangerville. In the meantime, as always, thank you for watching.